recalled the bombs sounding like a squall. She lost family members but survived with her baby. Others told of seeing people cooked alive in school shelters, rivers filled with charred corpses, and streets blocked by incinerated crowds. A German observer in Tokyo described flames twisting across rooftops and the awful task of navigating streets littered with bodies the next day. By morning, around 16 square miles, about 41 square kilometers of Tokyo lay in ruins, roughly a quarter of the city. An estimated 80,000 to over 100,000 civilians were killed in a single night, more than the immediate deaths from either atomic bombing later that year. Over 1 million were left homeless and 250,000 buildings destroyed. Industrial production in the targeted areas was crippled. The rage shocked even the American crews, some of whom became ill from the stench of burning flesh rising to their altitudes. LeMay later reflected on the moral weight, famously noting the risk of being seen as war criminals if the Allies lost. Yet he and his superiors saw it as necessary to break Japan's will to fight, destroy its war-making capacity, and avoid a costly invasion of the home islands. This was not an isolated event. The Tokyo raid was the first in a campaign of firebombing that targeted dozens of Japanese cities. In the months that followed, Nagoya, Osaka, Kobe, and others burned. By war's end, an estimated 300,000 to 330,000 Japanese civilians had died in these raids, with millions homeless and vast urban areas reduced to rubble. Emperor Hirohito toured the devastated districts, an experience that contributed to his eventual decision to accept surrender. The firebombing remains deeply controversial. Supporters argue it hastened the end of a brutal war, saving lives on both sides by making invasion unnecessary. Critics call it a deliberate targeting of civilians, a war crime by modern standards, though the line between military and civilian targets had blurred as Japan dispersed production into residential zones. In post-war Japan, many survivors felt their suffering was overshadowed by the atomic bombs. Centers like the one in Tokyo preserved their stories, emphasizing the human cost and the vulnerability of civilians in total war. Reconstruction was slow and painful. Tokyo rose from the ashes in the decades after the war, becoming a symbol of resilience during Japan's economic miracle. Yet the scars linger in memory, urban planning, and the collective trauma passed through generations. The Tokyo air raids of 1945 stand as a stark reminder of the destructive power of modern warfare. In the words of those who lived through the night of the black snow, it was hell on earth, a night when fire consumed not just a city, but the illusions of safety in a world at total war. The bombs fell, the flames rose, and history turned on the ashes of Tokyo.